Alrighty, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. And today we're going to be playing Guess the Banzuke. And I'm doing this a little bit later because I wanted to get the Teru no Fuji breakdown video out faster. But that did give us time to get some news about what is going to be going on for the next Banzuke. So I do mention it in passing in my next video, because I recorded that one first, which you might ask, well, why don't you put that one out first? And to that I say, because that one is coming out a day before the Banzuke, and I want to get my opinion out there first about guessing the Banzuke, so you guys can roast me in the comments like you always do, because I always do terribly and guess the Banzuke, because I try not to put too much thought into it, yada yada, blah blah blah, you know how it goes. But let's see. The first few things are about Judio promotions, not promotions from Judio to the top division. That's what we're going to be guessing today. But we do have some Judio promotions. Of course, Kawazoe, Shishi, and Yuma do make their debuts in the Judio division. Kawazoe is changing his name to Keyhole, using the kanji for radiant, shining, sparkling as his first thing. And then the hole is from Haku Hole. So I don't remember what that translates into, but like radiant phoenix, I think it is, or something like that. Or is it the Haku that's the phoenix part? I don't know. I don't remember Japanese, but his new name is now Keyhole. Shishi doesn't look like he is changing his name, or Yuma. And another thing about Yuma is the fact that he's 24 years old, which some of you might be asking, because that is a video that will be coming out after the Banzuke drops, is for the young guns, why didn't I cover 24-year-old Yuma? And, well, that's a two-part answer. The first part being, I didn't know he was that young, because B, he's been in sumo for 10 years. He started sumo at the youngest possible age any sumo wrestler could, and he has been in sumo for, longer than some other sumo wrestlers' entire careers last, So that is why I didn't cover him, because I truthfully did not know that he was another young gun rising star. And, being in those lower divisions for so long, I honestly wouldn't have expected him to climb the way he did, but that'll be expanded upon in that Young Guns video that'll be coming out in about a week and a half after the Banzuke drops, before the sumo tournament starts. So let's get into actually talking about this upcoming Banzuke. The other piece of news that is relevant is that Kiribayama, now that he's promoted to Ozeki, is inheriting his stable master's Shikona of Kirishima. So he keeps the Kiri, but instead of being Bayama, he's Shima. So his name will be changing on the Banzuke. If you can't find Kiri Bayama on the Banzuke next time around, it's because his name is changing to Kirishima, which is, you don't see too many Shikona changes when they're already in the top division like this, but it is usually customary, or not customary, but a lot of times a sumo wrestler will change their Shikona when they make it to Ozeki or Yokozuna as a sign of respect for the rank and their stable masters, that kind of thing. So it is exciting news that Kiribayama, with his promotion, will also be changing his Shikona. So first things first, let's go through all of these winners and losers on my right side and mark off who got winning records, who got losing records, and what we can expect to see from people moving up and down the Banzuke. So I'll just highlight all of the winners in green really quick. And after doing that, I will highlight all of the losers in red. Not that it really matters what goes on in the Sanyaku ranks, but I think it's still a good practice to highlight them green, and then highlight in red all of the losers. Unfortunately, Wakataka Kage out due to injury. Ichinojo out completely due to retirement. A lot of guys getting double-digit losses. So This might not be too difficult. I mean, of course, in the middle where everything smashes together is always going to be difficult, but we will see how things go from here. So, my guesses will be as follows. Terunofuji, of course, stays the Yokozuna. When a new Ozeki gets promoted, he will always have the lowest rank. So, for example, when Shodai was promoted, he was, or not when Shodai, when Mitakeyumi was promoted, even though Shodai was probably doing terrible, Mitakeyumi was still Ozeki 2. So that pushes Takakeisho to Ozeki 1, and now Kiribayama will be Ozeki 1 West. So Takakeisho will be on the east side, Kiribayama will be on the west side. Hoshoryu will finally be able to move up to that Sekiwake 1 east now that Wakataka Kage and is out of the way. And as a result, because Daieisho and Wakamoto Haru have the same records, they're just going to scoot up next to each other like this. Daieisho moves up to Sekiwake 1 east, Wakamoto Haru Sekiwake 2, or Daieisho is Sekiwake 1 west, Wakamoto Haru Sekiwake 1 east. And then the Komusubi is going to be pretty simple as well. Kotonowaka will remain a Komusubi. Abi will move up to Komusubi, and because Wakataka Kage and Shodai lost, and there isn't another like 10 plus win guy right below them, that means this Komusubi slot gets completely eliminated, and we can move these ranks up one. So with that being eliminated, that extra Komusubi slot, that does mean we'll probably see the Maegashira 17 West open back up again. Because let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is technically even in the Sanyaku with 8, which means the rest of these ranks have to add up to 42. So 8 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 34 plus 8 is 42. That means we will have the Maegashira 17 West slot open and available. And yeah, from here, it doesn't look like there's going to be too many complicated things going on. Sorry, my phone just buzzed. So you might have heard that over the microphone. But here, it looks fairly obvious how the cards may fall, especially at the very top. Tobizaru and Nishikigi up to Maegashira 1. I did, because it has been a couple weeks after the sumo tournament, and I didn't do this immediately after, I gave time a little bit for other people to put down their suggestions. And some are suggesting that Nishikigi will leapfrog over Tobizaru, which I don't think that's going to happen, but you know, we'll see. Before we get to moving more people up, let's start moving people down as well. Wakataka Kage 0-15, technically a minus 15, but he probably won't actually fall those 15 ranks, so I'll put him like outside Maegashira 11. Shodai, maybe a minus 3 from Komusubi. You don't usually fall all 3 ranks for 6 and 9, so we'll put him at Maegashira 2 for now. Midori Fuji, we'll put him at Maegashira 3 for now. Takayasu, a 3 and 12, so minus 9 from Maegashira 2. He's not actually going to fall all the way down to Maegashira 11, maybe 8 or 9 depending, so I'll just put him outside like right here. Endo, unfortunately, I don't know why it says 2007-8. It's just what it does sometimes. But Endo did go 0, 7, and 8. So that is another minus 15, which he's not going to fall out of the top division. I can tell you that. So we'll stick him at around like Maegashira 14. Tobizaru moves up. Nishiki Fuji, also a 3 and 12. Probably going to move all the way down to maybe Maegashira 13. Uda, I mean, let's be real. With a rank of 7 and 8, he might just stay the same because who else is going to fill up those spots? Maybe Meisei and Mitakeyumi. Maybe Shodai does indeed only fall to Maegashira 2. So sometimes a 7 and 8 from a rank will mean you simply keep that rank, and it looks like this is going to be one of those situations. Keen Bozan with a 4 and 11, that is a minus 7, so he's not actually going to fall to Maegashira 12. I think one of my bigger downfalls is the fact that when I first do this part of filling things out, I just put people down that actual number rank. So I would be putting Keen Bozan down to Maegashira 12. I think I should be a little bit more lenient on how they fall. Koto Shoho, another 2 and 13 from Maegashira 5. So that is a minus 11. He's not actually going to fall to Maegashira 16. So let's put him like next to Endo down here. Maybe even keep Endo above him. So let's put him at Maegashira 15 for now. I mean, we could probably scoot these guys up a little bit too. Meisei and Mitakeyumi. Now this is funny because these are the two closest guys that could possibly come into these spots. So this is where you might ask the question, all right, who's going to get the nod? Who's going to get the leapfrog? Is it going to be, Meisei being leapfrogged by Mitakeyumi, and Mitakeyumi gets the nod up here while Meisei falls to Maegashira 3? Or will Meisei stay ahead by a half of a rank, even though Mitakeyumi has a better record? But Meisei did fight more difficult opponents. But both of those points could be moot because Midori Fuji could just fall 1 rank with his 6 and 9, which is something that happens pretty often. And then we just have Meisei and Mitakeyumi fall to Maegashira 3 right here. That seems the most fair, honestly. So we might just see something like this, and then it slots perfectly. Uda will stay right there at Maegashira 4. Now we have a lot more losers. So Hokuto Fuji minus 3, 6, and 9. We'll just slot him down 1 rank to Maegashira 8 right now. Tamawashi, again, could keep rank. Sadano Umi. Well, now there's a little bit of a traffic jam, so let's scoot these guys down 1. Sadano Umi, probably going to keep rank. Takanosho, probably going to keep rank. Onosho with an 8 and 7. Let's just move him up to about Maegashira 6. Keep him on the outside for now. Hirata Umi coming up to Maegashira 4 seems the most appropriate for now, but we do still have to take into account someone like Asanoyama a little bit later. So Ryuden now, a minus 5 from Maegashira 10. He's not going to fall that far. Takeda Fuji, same thing. He might be on this side of the Banzuke. Hokuseiho with an 8 and 7. We'll just put him above these losers for now. Maybe not above Tamawashi and Takanosho, but let's put him off to the side to here for now, because again, we have to wait to see what more big winners we have. Like maybe not Oho, but maybe Asanoyama will go that high. Dai Shoho, minus 3 from Maegashira 11. Let's just scoot him down 1 for now. Aoyama minus 5. He might find himself Maegashira 16 or 17. Kotoeko with an 8 and 7. Let's put him, again, above some of these losers, but below Tamawashi, Sadano Umi, and Takanosho. So probably around Maegashira 10. Chiyoshoma, an 8 and 7. Same thing as Kotoeko. Ichinojo is retired. Asanoyama, let's just stick him all the way up here to Maegashira 5. We don't even need to discuss that. It's a 12 and 3 Jun Yusho from Maegashira 14. They're going to try to put him as high as possible. The real question is he going to come up to Maegashira 4 or Maegashira 5 with Hirata Umi staying right here as well? So from here, we have Myogiryu across from him at 9 and 6. And again, this is where we're going to start seeing this traffic jam over here. I won't put him above Kotoeko. Ichiyamamoto falls out of Judio or falls into Judio. Tsurugisho, again, I'll put him below Kotoeko, maybe next to Chiyoshoma. Mitoryu falls to Judio. Oho, I want to put him above Maegashira 7, so he is a plus 7, which would put him at Maegashira 9, but he is a big winner, so I want to put him like above Tamawashi and Takanosho and all these guys. But that is why we have the Banzuke query. So let's see, Maegashira 16, 11 and 4. Let's see how often they get that high, and that doesn't happen too often. And let's see. The minimum is Maegashira 9. So Oho going that high right below someone like Asanoyama might be what happens here. And then of course we have Gonoyama, Shonan no Umi. I am going to highlight these guys in blue as the promotions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible promotions here. I'm going to highlight them in blue for now. Oops, that's the text, not the highlight. And we know for a fact it's going to be Gonoyama, probably somewhere up by Maegashira 12. Shonan no Umi, maybe a little bit below him. I'll put him at like Maegashira 15 for now. And then Busho's on, probably right below him. And then we will see, does Ochiai and Atami Fuji actually make it? So the biggest question for this kind of thing now is, well, Ichiyamamoto Mitoryu already fall. Kageyaki, I skipped over. The question is for him, will he fall or will he stick to Maegashira 17 West? And that is a tough one to answer, because if he does fall to Judio, that does open up the slot for Ochiai or Atami Fuji, or maybe even both. And I do want to, before I make my answers, I do want to survey what other people are saying. And Atami Fuji and Ochiai make it for this person, as well as Atami Fuji making it and Ochiai making it here. It's just a matter of, Endo falling all the way down to Maegashira 17. That's a little harsh, though. But it does help out a little bit. Gonoyama going all the way up to Maegashira 9. I don't think that's going to happen. But, that's why we play this game. That's why we do these things. So I want to fill out above these three first, because I do feel Tamawashi, Sarano Umi, and Takanosho, with all of their 7 and 8s right in the middle, they serve a really good anchor to what is going to be happening around them in this top division. So the cutoff for that being Hirado Umi, Asanoyama, Onosho, Oho, and then maybe Hokuseiho at like Maegashira 7. We'll see. But like we just measured with Oho, minimum Maegashira 9, as high as Maegashira 4. So Oho fits in above here as well. Hokuseiho is the bigger question mark. So Hokuseiho from Maegashira 11 with an 8 and 7. I like to see what the upper limit there is. And I mean, 1996, we have Maegashira 2 and 2 in the same tournament from Oginohana and Aogiyama. So that's interesting. But it looks like anywhere between Maegashira 2, 3, 4. I'm going to group them all together. And Maegashira 6 is not out of the question. So Maegashira 7 is also definitely not out of the question. I think the biggest question is Hirado Umi from Maegashira 9. Will he stay above... Will he stay above Asanoyama? And I think the answer is yes. From here, I think it's okay to put Onosho at Maegashira 5 because he had an 8 and 7 from Maegashira 9. So he'll stay below Hirado Umi. That makes the most sense. And then we can slot in Oho and Hokuseiho over here. Now we do have this open slot, which is a little difficult to fill in. Hokuto Fuji can't stay there because he has a 6 and 9. Takayasu, it would be a big under demotion if he stays there, but we can check, we can see. So how does a Maegashira 2 with a 3 and 12 record fare? Maegashira 7 is not out of the wheelhouse, but that's only happened 3 times with Aran, Kyokutenho, and Shimanishiki. Maegashira 8 and 9 are also pretty common. Maegashira 11, 12, 13. So it wouldn't be out of order to put Takayasu at Maegashira 7, also considering he was injured. So, I think Takayasu sitting here at Maegashira 7 is a good idea. And then again, Tamawashi, Sarano Umi, and Takanosho, I'm not going to highlight them red. I'm going to highlight them, let's highlight them as yellow because they are staying in the same spot. And I want to denote that. They could, of course, fall in rank by like a half of a rank each, but I feel like with the way the Banzuke is currently falling, that's probably not gonna happen. And there is a big traffic jam at the bottom here. So, this is where it's going to start getting more difficult because, again, we have like Koto Eiko, Myogiryu. We can slot Koto Eiko either right up here. Kinbozan, I feel like Kinbozan actually maybe not falling that far. I could see him falling to Maegashira 9 with that 4 and 11 record. That's not too harsh of a fall. Koto Eiko can stay above Myogiryu. Myogiryu slots in right here. And now is the difficult part where we either like promote these winners or demote these losers. Chiyoshoma, I think he has to go up more than 1 rank with his 8 and 7. Tsurugisho, I feel like it would be fine to put him down here at Maegashira 12. We could fit Wakataka Kage right here at Maegashira 11 because we could check again too. He was a Komusubi and he went 0-15. So 0 wins. Let's do that. So we have a lot of non-records from, the Revolutionary War period and before 1900s. But let's see. Imagine going 0 wins, 10 draws, and becoming Ozeki in 1803 for Nishikigi. Let's get some. I guess we have to do it by date then, just to get a better feel for it. Let's go to last. All right, so an 0-15 by Dejima made him fall to Maegashira 10. Abi with an 0-15 fell to Maegashira 9. So falling to Maegashira 11 doesn't seem out of the ordinary. Let's see. Kaio, he stayed at Komusubi. Not sure what happened there. Tomoe Fuji fell to Maegashira 13. Waka Hanada, another Waka, fell to Maegashira 7. So anywhere, maybe Maegashira 11 is a little too harsh for his fall. And so what I could do is scooch Wakataka Kage up above Koto Eiko, move over Chiyoshoma, Myogiryu, and Koto Eiko, put Wakataka Kage right there, and that looks fine. Could probably even put him above Kinbozan, maybe not above Hokuto Fuji. So if they want to be a little bit more generous to Wakataka Kage, probably something like this. And then Koto Eiko moving up 2 spots, Myogiryu moving up a little bit more but staying below Koto Eiko, Chiyoshoma moving up a rank and a half, Tsurugisho moving up a handful of ranks. That all is in order here. Then we have a little bit of what are we going to do down here in the bottom of the division. I do want Kageaki to fall just so I can actually slot in Ochiai and Tatami Fuji. But the question is, who else falls for them? Because we have Ichi Yamamoto, Mitoryu, and Ichi Nojo 100% out. Kageaki, I want to say he's out. Excuse me. And then it seems like these other people have Aoyama falling to Judio as well to justify Atami Fuji and Ochiai coming up, which, well, no, this one has Aoyama staying in. Who else do you have falling? I guess I won't be able to do that right now. Take a closer look, but I do think Aoyama will stay in, and I think from here we have to construct it from the bottom. So let's go back to our query over here. Let's do Judio 8. Oops, that's a KJ 8. Judio 8, 14, and 1. And, well, that's only happened once. And that's Ochiai. So new precedent to be set. Not that precedent really matters in sumo. So let's try Judio 7, 14, and 1. And Maegashira 20 for Terunobori. Thank you. And Sokokurai makes it to Maegashira 12. So Maegashira 17 might be too low for someone like Ochiai. With this, I do think he does make it up, though. Aoyama, I'm still a big question mark on, because again, from Maegashira 12, sure, technically the 5 and 10 is a -5, but I don't believe he's going to be at Maegashira 17 West. He'll probably be a little bit higher. They usually are a bit easier on the losers like that. And then, of course, we're going to have someone like Gonoyama getting super under promoted, which if you want to go back to the previous tournament, you know, being, oops, where did I go here? The previous tournament being with Aoyama or Asanoyama and Ichinojo getting screwed. Or wait, no, that's July 22. That's last year. This is Asanoyama and Ichinojo, despite the fact that they had amazing records, 13-2 from Judio 1. 13-2 from Judio 1 got him to Maegashira 12. Ichinojo's 14-1 Yusho from Judio 3 got him to Maegashira 13. So, again, they did kind of get stonewalled there. And so I don't think it's outside of... or I don't think it's too bad that Gonoyama would fall to Maegashira 13. Nishiki Fuji falling all the way to Maegashira 13 seems to fit here. Ryuden, I could just slot in here. Shonan no Umi. Right there. Endo, I want to scooch down here. Aoyama, we can have you move over. Koto Shoho. I feel like this is really harsh on Koto Shoho. Let me see. Koto Shoho was Maegashira 5, 2, and 13. Doesn't happen too often. Last time it was Chiyotairyu, he fell to Maegashira 11. Yoshikaze fell to Maegashira 15. Maegashira 16. So Maegashira 15, 16, not out of the wheelhouse of possibility. So I might be able to do something like this, where Ochiai, maybe you're the last guy in. Atami Fuji is probably Judio 1. Bushozan fills out right there. And then we can have, let's see, what was Takeda Fuji's record? A 5 and 10 from Maegashira 10? I don't think he goes lower than that. Endo was 0 and 15 from Maegashira 15. I don't think Koto Shoho stays above Endo. So I think Koto Shoho does hit that lower limit, stays right down there, unless we want to screw over Shonan no Umi and put him at Maegashira 16 to favor Endo and Koto Shoho, which I can write that down. Shonan under Endo and Koto Shoho, question mark. I'm probably going to leave this stuff as is, but I will write that down as like a maybe. Let me just double check Ryuden. Ryuden 5 and 10, Takeda Fuji 5 and 10, both of them falling to Maegashira 14, staying next to each other because they had the same record. That seems fine. That seems appropriate. Nishiki Fuji is 3 and 12, minus 10 for that 3 and 12. Might be a little harsh. Daishoho, he was 6 and 9 from Maegashira 11, so we might be able to do something like Nishiki Fuji up to Maegashira 12. Daishoho falls 2 ranks for his 6 and 9. Nishiki Fuji doesn't fall 10 ranks for his 3 and 12. So let's actually double check that Nishiki Fuji record. That is Maegashira 3 for a 3 and 12. And we have a lot of that happening. The highest is Maegashira 8. The lowest was Maegashira 14 by Akinoshima. It doesn't happen too often, but the mean or the median seems to be Maegashira 10, Maegashira 11. And there's no way I'm going to put Nishiki Fuji above guys who have winning records from, Maegashira 15, 14, 13. So I think Maegashira 12 is appropriate for this measure. Let's see now. Do I have any other questions about this? Can I fit Atami Fuji? Probably not. He might get snubbed here while Ochiai gets the nod, and then we can do J1 is going to be Atami Fuji, J1 East, and he's just right there. Because, again, I can't really justify dropping Aoyama. Endo won't drop. Takeda Fuji Ryuden mathematically wouldn't be able to drop. Koto Shoho mathematically wouldn't be able to drop. So let me cross-reference over here who I might be missing or who might they be missing. And maybe I see, let's see, Takayasu, Kinbozan, Nishikifuji, Daishoho. Let's see, because they have Gonoyama all the way up at Maegashira 6. That's crazy. I don't see that happening. I don't see Maegashira 6 Gonoyama happening. They also have Takayasu falling to Maegashira 11, so that is what it is. But I'm trying to figure out who else they dropped. So in this one, they dropped Kageaki, Ichinojo, Ichi Yamamoto, Mitoryu, and it looks like this guy drops Aoyama, although I don't think that's going to happen. This guy keeps Aoyama. Atami Fuji, Ochiai, Shonan no Umi, and Gonoyama are here. Where's Bushozan? He doesn't promote Bushozan. That's interesting. So what this guy has here is no Bushozan with a 10-5 from Judio 3, which that, if you're snubbing Bushozan for Atami Fuji with a 13-2 from 5 ranks lower, that just doesn't work for me. So I think what I have right here to the right is going to be the most fine. I do want to kind of just do another run through just to make sure, just to compare notes, contrast what we might be seeing. Everyone is going to have the same, Daisho, Wakamoto Haru, Hoshoryu, Kotonowaka Abi. And then these two guys, think Nishikigi is going to get the nod over Tobizaru, but I don't believe he will because Tobizaru has Sanyaku experience, whereas this is going to be Nishikigi's career high. So Nishikigi, his previous career high was Maegashira 2, and with this 9-6, he will be promoted to Maegashira 1. I don't think he's going to get the Maegashira 1 East because Tobizaru has more experience and because I like Tobizaru more. Of course, that's an exaggeration, but truthfully, I do believe Tobizaru with an 8-7 from Maegashira 3 East has a much better standing and jump than Nishikigi with a 9-6 from Maegashira 4 West, because that is a full rank and a half difference. And again, Tobizaru has more experience, so I think he'll get the nod for Maegashira 1 East. Shodai, makes sense to have him fall to Maegashira 2. This guy's Mitake Umi leapfrogging over Shodai, Midori Fuji, and Meisei. And Mitake Umi with a 9-6. I mean, you can basically say what I just said about Tobizaru. Mitake Umi, should be leapfrogging over Meisei. So, but that comes back into question again. Meisei had the harder schedule. Meisei beat the Yokozuna. Meisei got a special prize. Does any of that matter when it comes to Mitake Umi versus Meisei in these ranks? Perhaps. I don't think I would put Mitake Umi over Shodai, which this person does what I think would probably be more appropriate and what I switched it from before. I'm going to write down Mitake Umi v Midori Fuji coin flip, because truthfully, it could go either way here. Midori Fuji and Mitake Umi could occupy either of these ranks, and I feel like it would make sense. Because again, Meisei did have the harder schedule, but Mitake Umi did have more wins from the same rank, and I don't know how that's going to factor in. Midori Fuji falling to Maegashira 3, that's fine. That's appropriate. Uda staying the same rank. I'm going to highlight him as yellow as well, because I think I should just start doing that in the future. Yellow equals staying the same rank. Then we have Hirado Umi. He actually has what is going on here? Uda falling by a half of a rank. That's not a bad idea. Asanoyama slotting in right there. I don't have Asanoyama jumping over Hiradaumi because Hiradaumi did have the much higher rank. He's higher by 5 ranks and had 3 less wins, but I think Hiradaumi still gets the nod. Asanoyama will still be in range to fight the Sanyaku ranks, so I think it's fine here. Let me see this other guy. So Asanoyama, he has Asanoyama and Maegashira 3, so he has Asanoyama pushing Midori Fuji even further down, Uda moving over a half of a rank. Or no, Uda stays the same. Midori Fuji simply falls that full -3, which, again, even though, you know, you have a 6 and 9, that is technically a -3. It's rare that you fall those full 3 ranks. So I think it's going to be fine for Midori Fuji here. Hiradaumi, Asanoyama, Onosho, Oho, Hokuseiho. Yeah, about the same there. About the same over here as well, except he has Gonoyama at Maegashira 6. That's crazy. So I'll keep comparing to this guy on the right here. I don't remember who posted this, but if this is yours, feel free to leave your reasoning down below. Then I have Takayasu at Maegashira 7 because, again, a 3 and 12. He can't really fall. I mean, yeah, he can't really fall more than this without it being like too kind to someone like Wakataka Kage, and Hokuto Fuji can't keep the same rank. So Tamawashi, Sadanoumi, and Takanosho all stay the same rank right there. This person has Myogiryu getting the nod over all of these losers. So he has Myogiryu with a 9 and 6 from Maegashira 14 coming all the way up to Maegashira 7. That seems like a gross over promotion, but we can check that. I mean, we're probably going to see it happened a few times in history. Maegashira 14 with a 9 and 6. And that goes, oops, excuse me. I'm clicking some buttons over here. Yeah, Maegashira 3 back in 2000. Maegashira 5, 7, 8. So it's not impossible that Myogiryu does go that high. It seems like Maegashira 11 is the lowest he could possibly be promoted, which maybe this person's onto something here. Having Myogiryu at Maegashira 7, keeping everyone the same rank, and then having Takayasu down here somewhere. Maybe scooting down Wakataka Kage. I'm not sure though, because again, I don't think Myogiryu should be placed above Kotoeko. Even though it is a difference of 2 ranks, I mean, I'd rather see them placed next to each other, you know? Keen Bozan, again, I feel like he's going to fall here. It's the most comfortable, -5 for his -7. I could have Kotoeko move over a half of a rank. I feel like that would still be appropriate. Wakataka Kage, again, is the hard one because he's 0 and 15. He's going to fall to Judio next Basho. And it's not like they're going to be easy on him as well on his fall. So again, we can go back to the Komusubi 0 wins. And if only we could like do it by the 15-day era. But let's go to the most recent results. Again, Abi fell to Maegashira 9. That's fine. Tochinoshin fell to Maegashira 10. Myogiryu fell to Maegashira 10. Dejima fell to Maegashira 10. So if anything, maybe I can scoot up Kotoeko and Myogiryu, have Wakataka Kage and Keen Bozan fall. Something like this. Be a little more kind to these 2 guys. Hokuto Fuji needs to fall right here. I think that's where he just goes. So that doesn't help how we're going to get Takayasu down here, though. And then again, I do want to double check the Keen Bozan. Keen Bozan was at Maegashira 5 with a 4 and 11. And that would fall anywhere between Maegashira 8, mostly 11, a lot of 12s as well, a couple of 13s. So yeah, the median seems to be Maegashira 12 or Maegashira 11. So maybe I could even have Chiyoshoma above Keen Bozan. Let's see, what does this person have? He has Keen Bozan falling to Maegashira 11 West. He has Chiyoshoma on the other side, Tsurugisho underneath. That seems pretty appropriate to me. Actually, I think I do want to do that same thing. So yes, I'm going to be copying your homework a little bit right here. Sue me. So I think this feels appropriate here. Again, I don't want Myogiryu to leapfrog all of these guys up to Maegashira 7 because I want to keep Kotoeko on top. Again, maybe Hokuto Fuji falls to Maegashira 9 West. I would still keep Kotoeko above Myogiryu no matter what though. And then Wankataka Kage, Keen Bozan. Everything else here seems fine. Bushozan, because of the traffic jam, making it in by the skin of his teeth. I still think Koto Shoho is falling a little too far. But there really isn't much we can do about that. Maybe I can put Shonan no Umi underneath, but he is an 11-4 from Judio 1. Oops. Let's see. Let's try looking up a Judio 1, 11-4. And Mike Shear 11, 12, a couple of 12s, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Doesn't happen too often, and there's a wide range of a lot of different things. The average seems to be Maegashira 11, but he's not going up to Maegashira 11. There's too many guys falling from too high that need to be slotted in a fair manner. So Shonan no Umi, probably not at Maegashira 16, but I think this is my biggest question mark right now is, does Shonan no Umi stay above Endo and Koto Shoho, or do they go easy on Koto Shoho and Endo here? That, I think, is my biggest question. And what do you two have going on? Endo, Koto Shoho. You have Shonan no Umi up to Maegashira 13, which is probably fine. You break up Ryuden and Takeda Fuji, though, which I want to keep them together, kind of. Let's see. I mean, I might be easier on Endo by putting... No. I don't want to put Ryuden and Takeda Fuji lower than they are. They're not going to get the full -5. Gonoyama is in a good spot. Nishiki Fuji is in as fair of a spot I think he can be in, because he's actually eating a -9, which that might be the full extent of people actually getting their full punishment. Dai Shoho falling 2 ranks. I don't think he falls any more than that. Ryuden Takeda Fuji. I feel like you really can't put Shonan no Umi above these guys, because it wouldn't be fair to these guys. Like Nishiki Fuji falling any more than this is just not fair for him. Because with the 3 and 12, that is technically a -9. To have him fall more than -9, I don't think that's going to be happening. Let's see what you have over here. You have him to Maegashira 12 as well. Daishoho, Ryuden, Takeda Fuji. So we have the same idea over here, except he punishes Koto Shoho and Endo even more than I do, which I disagree with. And he also has Bushozan not making it over Atami Fuji. He has Ochiai a little bit higher, which I don't disagree with, but I feel like there just isn't enough room. Again, I feel like Aoyama is not going to get the full -5 to go to Maegashira 17 West. That would be a -5.5. Takeda Fuji and Ryuden aren't going to get the full -5 to fall to Maegashira 15. So we can actually double check these just to see if my hunch is right, or at least on par with what usually... Yeah, I'll rank Aoyama. So Maegashira 12, a 5, and 10. I'm sure there are a few times where they fall to Judio, but let's see. Maegashira 15, 16, 20, Judio 2, 3. Okay, so maybe I am being a little too easy on these guys, but the last time a fall to Judio 3 happened was 2002. The last time a fall to Judio happened in general was 2012 for Takara Fuji. And I do want to get a little bit of context on this Banzuke. What was going on here? Takara Fuji. Oh, that's why. Because there were a lot of guys at Ozeki. We had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Sanyaku. Right now we have 8. So if Takara Fuji didn't fall to Judio here, he would have just fallen to like Maegashira 17 anyway. So that's the other thing you have to take into account, especially with demotions to Judio, is looking at those Sanyaku ranks. So again, Arawashi in 2018, let me guess, there were 3 Yokozuna. So let's see, at the time of his fall, there were 3 Yokozuna, 3 Ozeki. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And Arawashi fell to, what was it, Judio 1 East? So, again, if there wasn't such a stacked Sanyaku, he would have fallen to Maegashira 17, which we have a Maegashira 17, so they can stay in the top division. So, Aoyama stays in the top division because of that. Now, I want to see Ryuden and Takara Fuji right now. So, Maegashira, what was it, 10? Maegashira 10 with a 5 and 10. 12, 13, 14 seems to be the majority. 14 and 15 seem to be the majority. Very rarely do they fall to Judio. And again, let me guess. 5 Ozeki. They only had Maegashira 15 because that's just how many people they had in the Sanyaku. They could have also probably expanded the because let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 28. Yeah, they only had 40 guys in the top division at this point too. So that's another thing we have to consider when looking at these ranks, is the size of top division has changed over time. Like we've seen Maegashira 20 on the side here, you know? So you have to take those things into account as well. You can't just look at the rank at face value. You have to look at how many guys are in the Sanyaku. Okay, this is another one where we have a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whereas again, right now we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would, if they didn't have 10 and they had 8 like we do, they would have a Maegashira 16. Higo no Umi and Takatoriki are in the top division. So that's something you have to consider as well. And when you do your Guess the Banzuke, be sure to be mindful of those types of things. This was a pretty long video too, 50 minutes. And I think this is as good as we are going to get it. I believe Atami Fuji gets snubbed. Ochiai gets the nod. Bushozan does make it in. And then from here, I think this is the best we're going to get it. Because again, Uda, Tamawashi, Saran, Umi, Takanosho, with all of their 7 and 8s, they serve as an anchor in the middle of these divisions. And I mean, very, 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 very rarely do you see a 7 and 8 move up. And that's usually in the case of like a lot of retirements due to, you know, the match fixing scandal and that kind of thing. But in what we have, they have to stay at the same rank because there's nobody that could realistically go above them and push them down, unless you want it to be like one of these other guessers and put Myogiryu, maybe even Kotoeko above these guys, push Takayasu down another rank to push Tamawashi, Saran, Umi, Takanosho down another rank, kind of even it out down here, Hokuto Fuji to Maegashira 10, who knows? But you kind of get my point now, where it's a little difficult, and sometimes we need these anchors anyway. Like, I'm sure when these guys went into the meeting in the first place, they were like, all right, 7 and 8s stay the same. They just stay there. They're not moving. We work around them. And it kind of worked out that way. Like, when I was organizing these guys into the winners and losers, it worked out. Kotoeko, Myogiryu, Chiyoshoma, Tsurugisho, as well as these guys in blue, the promotions, staying underneath these guys makes the most sense. And then, of course, some of these losers staying above, like Shodai, Midori, Fuji, Takayasu staying above these guys also makes the most sense. Whereas Hokuto Fuji is the real like canary in the coal mine here, because he was a 6-9. If he was 7-8, this entire block right here would have stayed the same, and Takayasu falls to Maegashira 9. But because Hokuto Fuji has to fall, he falls below these guys, and that leaves the room for Takayasu up to Maegashira 7. So, pretty sensitive things here going on. And of course, I could be completely wrong because, as per usual, my Guess the Banzuke has been horrible lately. Let me see if I can even pull that up real quick. My Guess the Banzuke the last time around, and the site... Oh, there it is. So... Oops. Leo Dickinson. I got 137th place last time. A 4-11 record. And can we look at our archives? I mean, can I see my number of players? Ah, no. Oh, for past Basho, it only shows the U show and the June U show. It doesn't show like your full ranks. So that is what it is. But let me know how you guys do. Oh, how others have done the. Oh. Never mind. That's just the same thing. All right. But yeah, when you guys play Guess the Banzuke, I'm actually going to put these entries in right now before I forget to do it. So when you guys play, let me know how well you guys do, because we had a really good time in the Kachi Clash when it came to my chat specifically. Two of our guys were in first place for most of it until the legit final day where they fell to third. And even I did pretty well at the previous Kachi Clash. Let me pull that up too. There were a lot of champions last time, and unfortunately my guys fell out of it on that final day. But like I said, even I did well. I'm back on the Banzuke. I'm Maegashira 16 West now after last tournament's performance. And if I wanted to pull up my schedule, it was actually one of my best performances. Actually, it was my best performance, so I can pull it up right over here. Kachi Clash was my best performance. I got 51st place after getting basically last place at the previous tournament. So we had a good time. You don't have to put like LeoDSumo in your name, but just let me know in the comments what your name is, and we can add you to the list of Leo Dickinson warriors that are trying to dominate the Kachi Clash Banzuke. We can do the exact same thing for the Guess the Banzuke entry form, where, you know, put your name down below, let me know how you've been doing, and let's see if we can't control these sumo games. Well, that is going to be it from us over here. I hope you had fun watching this. I hope you enjoyed listening to my voice ASMR for the past 53 minutes, but I am going to head on out now because I have a few other videos to record, and that is going to be some EU4 gameplay. If you like Europa Universalis 4, like Grand Strategy, like, you know, historical wartime simulators, you can head over to my other channel, which is going to be a Leo Dickinson VT on YouTube, where you can catch some of that gameplay live. This upcoming weekend, I have another achievement hunt where we play in the region of Malaya to try to form Malaya, and boy, do things go wrong because I misunderstand the prerequisites for the achievement. So if you want to check that out, look forward to that next week here on the Sumo channel on this next Sunday. Before we get into the month of July, we are also going to have the breakdown for the Junyu Show winner Asano Yama. We're going to go match by match, see how he did, and analyze how well he performed. And spoiler alert, a little bit of a preview to that episode. He uses his strength a lot more than he uses his technique, and it becomes fairly obvious when he gets out-muscled. Thank you again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you cats later.